Any Indian can now recommend any achiever for the prestigious Padma Awards, with the government throwing open the nomination process to general public to make it transparent and curb the crony culture of influence and lobbying. Nominations can be made online, but the nominators would be required to furnish their Aadhaar details for authenticity and accountability. Taking on Pakistan, India has said the concept of state actors and non-state actors on the issue of terrorism is a false dichotomy and the state cannot escape responsibility by hiding behind it. Delivering keynote address on India's diplomatic initiatives at an international media conference in New Delhi, Foreign Secretary reminded everyone that this was the case after 9/11 attack, when countries were told they cannot escape responsibility by saying that non-state actors were involved. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah writes to Prime Minister Modi to intervene in the Kaveri water issue as 12-hour statewide Bandh on Friday affects normal life in the state. Bandh called in protest to the recent order of the Supreme Court directing Karnataka to release Kaveri water to Tamil Nadu. Supreme Court has sought response from the centre on 6 appeals filed by Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party government challenging Delhi High Court judgment holding LG as the administrative head of the national capital. President Pranab Mukherjee presented presidential colours to the Defence Services Staff College in Wellington. Speaking on the occasion, President said the award of the presidential colours is a befitting tribute to the eternal spirit of this great institution. He also praised the college for spreading awareness on Clean Ganga, Swachh Bharat, Beti Bachao and Beti Padhao campaigns. Revenue Department has extended the date to October 17 for filing of tax returns by assessees who are required to submit audited accounts in view of the ongoing income declaration scheme. Central Board of Direct Taxes said due date for filing of income tax returns by taxpayers whose accounts are required to be audited under the Income Tax Act is September 30th of the following year. Ministry of Civil Aviation has issued a public notice prohibiting use and carriage of Samsung's Galaxy Note 7 smartphone on board on aircraft. Ministry has advised airlines and travelling public not to turn on, charge the said mobile during flights. This has been done in light of the several incidents globally involving the battery of Samsung Galaxy Note. In a noble initiative, 5 all-women PCR cruisers took to the New Delhi roads, providing a shot in the arm to the women safety apparatus in national capital. One of the women personnel will be the driver of the PCR van, another will carry an MP5 gun. Women personnel have undergone 3-month training where they were taught driving, firing and unarmed combat skills. They were also given behavioral training to tackle complaints from women. US and Russia have agreed to plan to impose a ceasefire in the Syrian civil war and lay the foundation of the peace process, US Secretary of State John Kerry said. Standing by Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov after a day of marathon talks in Geneva, Kerry said he believed the plan would lead to talks to stop the conflict. Kerry said truce could come to force on Monday, the first day of the Muslim holiday of Eid. UN Security Council has agreed to immediately begin work on a new raft of sanctions on North Korea after its 5th nuclear test drew global condemnation. During a meeting behind closed doors, Council strongly condemned the test and agreed to begin drafting a new resolution under Article 41 of UN Charter, which provides for sanctions. South Korea, the US, Japan, Russia and China all have condemned the blast. US House of Representatives passed legislation by voice vote that would allow families of victims of September 11, 2001 attacks to sue Saudi Arabia's government for damages. White House's threat to veto the measure. US Senate passed the Justice Against Sponsors of Terrorism Act unanimously in May. Opponents of the bill said it could strain relations with Saudi and lead to retaliatory laws targeting US citizens or corporations in other countries. It now heads to President Barack Obama's desk. In Iraq, 2 car bomb blasts outside a shopping mall in central Baghdad have killed at least 10 people and wounded 28. Police say one explosion came from a parked car and the other was caused by an explosive laden vehicle driven by a suicide bomber outside the mall. Interior Ministry said no casualties were reported inside the mall. Close to 2 million pilgrims have converged on western Saudi Arabia for the annual Hajj, where new measures aim to prevent a recurrence of last year's stampede which killed 2,300 people. While the main rites of the 6-day event beginning today, pilgrims have already been swirling around the holy Kaaba at the Grand Mosque in Makkah, a procession that continues day and night. Mariyappan Thangavelu made history at the Rio Paralympics. He clinched gold medal in men's high jump T42. Thangavelu clinched the gold with a jump of 1.89 meters, while Bharati won bronze with a jump of 1.86 meters, which is also his personal best mark. Novak Djokovic downed Gail Monfils to reach the 7th US Open final after a semi-final which featured booing, ripped shirts, cans of cola and thrilling shifts of momentum. World number 1 of the defending champion will face either Stan Wawrinka or Kai Nishikori in Sunday's championship match. Meanwhile, Karolina Pliskova and Angelique Kerber will meet in the women's singles finals tonight.